Hello and welcome to PrEP, Podcast and Radio English Program, a podcast and radio series for Yemeni learners of English, brought to you by Amideast, Yemen. The aim of this series is to provide Yemeni learners of English with more exposure to and practice with English. So, now, let's meet your teachers for today's lessons.
Welcome to our 21 episode brought to you by Amideast. I'm Sarah.
And I am Fatima.
Fatima, was that a plane?
Yes, that must be a flight from Egypt. It comes at this time. I would really like to travel one day.
Haven't you traveled by plane? Hey, wait a minute. Isn't it travel our topic today? I'm sure it is going to be an interesting topic to talk about in today's episode.
Indeed. But let's start with a warm-up activity to recall our travel vocabulary.
Sure. So what is it going to be about?
Okay, we're going to describe something we use when traveling, and you need to give us a word for it. And our listeners can guess too. Here is an example. It's a stamp you have on your passport to allow you to enter and leave a country.
Passport to allow you to enter and leave a country? It's a visa! Okay, let's start.
Okay. Let's start the game. It's a small official document that you get from your government that proves who you are and which you need in order to leave your country and enter other countries.
Is it a passport?
That's right, it's a passport.
Now my turn. It is a printed piece of paper which shows that you have paid to travel on a plane.
That's easy. It's a ticket.
Amazing.
Let me ask you now. I'll make it harder, okay? It's an action you do with money before you travel.
Action? Let me think. If I am traveling from Yemen to the U.S., what should I do with money? I got it! Exchange!
Bravo! You got it right.
Let me ask you the last question. It is an object that you buy or keep to remind yourself of a place you have visited.
An object? I got it. It's a souvenir. Do you remember when Sahar traveled to England? She brought us souvenirs with her. Do you still have yours?
Yes, I still have mine.
Dear listeners, today we are diving into the exciting world of travel. We hope that by the end of this lesson, you will be able to talk about travel plans, tips, and create a conversation at an airport.
You will also use should, shouldn't, must, and must not to give advice about travel.
So let's start. Sarah, as I remember, you traveled to Saudi Arabia last year, right?
Yeah, it was a great trip.
Wow, it seems that you had a wonderful time there. Did you travel by a plane or a bus?
By plane. And I had to do a lot of preparations.
Preparations like what?
First, I had to check the flights and make a reservation. Then I had to apply for a visa. As soon as I got the visa, I packed my bag and got ready for the flight. On that day, I went 2 hours before the takeoff.
Okay, but why did you go early? What did you do there?
I had to go to the airline agent.
Now listen to a conversation between Sarah and an airline agent.
Good afternoon. Where are you flying to today?
To Jeddah. Here is my passport.
Thank you. And do you have any bags to check?
Just one. And this is my carry-on bag.
Okay, thank you. Here's your boarding pass. You are in seat 27D. Boarding time is 10:15 at gate 13. But you must be at the gate 30 minutes before that.
Okay, and 27D is a window seat, isn't it?
No, ma'am, I'm afraid it isn't. There aren't any window seats available. It's an aisle seat.
Oh, I thought I had to reserve a window seat when I booked online.
I'm sorry about that, ma'am. Is there anything else I can do to help you?
No.
So you see, dear listeners, the conversation between the traveler and the airline agent is common. And you, Sarah, when you were having the conversation with the airline agent, you used some new words which I don't know. Can you please explain?
Sure.
Okay, what is a carry-on bag?
It is a small bag that you carry with you in the plane, and you can keep things like your passport, phone, charger, and a pair of clothes.
What about a boarding pass?
It is an official document that you have to show before you board the plane. Unlike the ticket, the boarding pass has your seat number and the boarding time.
Now, I think it's clear, dear listeners. Now it's your turn. You can imagine that you are at an airport traveling to another country. Create a conversation at the airport using the vocabulary that you have learned. You can pause the conversation and listen to it more than once, because practicing conversations like these helps improve your speaking skill.
Conversation 2.
So, Sarah, I am going to travel to Paris. Can you give me some advice?
Wow, Paris? Lucky you. Okay, you should plan your trip in advance.
How?
You should learn about your destination by searching its culture, weather, and interesting places to visit.
This is what I should do. What about the things that I shouldn't do?
You should not overpack or take unnecessary things.
Okay, what should I pack in my luggage?
You should pack some clothes, sunglasses, a camera, and sunscreen.
Thanks for this. And what must I do?
You must take your travel document like your passport, ticket, and visa. You must respect the rules of places you visit.
Okay, is there anything I mustn't do?
You must not leave your travel documents unsecured.
Thanks, Sarah, for these valuable travel tips.
I hope you enjoy your trip.
Sarah, why did we use should, shouldn't, must, and mustn't?
To give advice.
Is there a difference between using should and must?
Yes, there is. We use should to give advice. For example, you should plan your trip.
That means it's a good idea to plan for my trip?
That's right. We use must to give very strong advice or to express obligations.
Obligations? What do obligations mean?
Things that you have to do. For example, you must take your passport.
I see. It means if I don't take my passport, I won't travel?
Yes, it's a must.
Thank you, Sarah.
Now it's time for a quick quiz. Get ready to answer some questions related to should, shouldn't, must, and must not. Are you ready?
Let's start with the question number 1. What is something you must not forget to bring when traveling? A. Sunglasses. B. Passport. C. Souvenirs.
Question number 2. If you are visiting a famous museum, what should you do? A. Touch the artwork. B. Respect the no photography rule. C. Eat inside the museum.
Question number 3. What should you do if you are running late for your flight? A. Skip the security checks. B. Notify the airline staff. C. Relax and take your time.
Question number 4. When going through security, what must not you have in your carry-on bag? A. Laptops. B. Bottled water. C. Books.
Alright, let's go over the answers.
Question number 1. The correct answer is B. Passport. It's something you must not forget to bring when traveling.
Question number 2. The correct answer is C. Respect the no photography rule. When visiting a famous museum, you have to follow the rules there, and you must not take any photos.
Question number 3. The correct answer is C. Notify the airline staff. If you are running late for your flight, you should inform the airline staff about your situation.
Question number 4. The correct answer is B. Bottled water. When going through security, you must not have liquids more than 100 milliliters in your carry-on bag.
Great job, everyone! Now we have reached the end of today's episode of Travel. For further practice, please join our Facebook page where we will post tasks, exercises, and links to more online practice of English.
I hope that you are now able to talk about travel plans, give travel tips, and create a conversation at the airport.
We also hope that you can use should, shouldn't, must, and must not to give advice about travel or any other topic.
But dear listeners, before we leave you, I would like to ask you a question. What is your dream destination? Could you write your answers in the comment box below?
Thank you for joining us today and see you in our next episode. Take care.
Bye.